Well, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Grant Baker Shelter Insurance Agent in Aurora, Missouri, Doak Propane, the Bank of Billings, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, and Great Southern Bank. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Speaking of our shelter insurance agent sponsor, Grant Baker of Aurora, we go to Aurora Hound Dogs, and we bring in head boys basketball coach Adam Thornhill. Coach Thornhill, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guy. I really appreciate it.
You bet. Third year there at Aurora going into, you got a couple years under your belt there, a 500 season a year ago. Tell us about what you've got coming back and some of those kids that you're going to have to replace.
We have virtually almost everyone coming back. Actually, we are replacing it's a tremendous young man in Dominic Floyd, who had been with us, for 4 years of high school, and just a good example for our younger players as they've came through. But he's gone now, and we bring everyone else back. So just about 98% of our scoring and rebounding and everything else is back, and so we're excited about the season.
And what are the numbers like? And I know you're just getting ready to start here. You maybe have had some open facility or open gyms, or I don't know what the new terminology is now with the 3 hours a week that you've been given. But talk a little bit about the numbers. And I know your football team's playing awfully well, and of course those guys that are part of that right now can't be involved. But just kind of handicap the numbers there for the Hound Dogs.
Yeah, we'll be we've been in the mid 20s, and we're capable of putting 3 teams on the court with a freshman, a JV, and a varsity. And so that'll be no different this year. Football excited about the success that they're having, and we're confident that success will breed more success in other programs, and just excited what Coach Weldy and his staff and guys have done this fall, and we're in no hurry to get them back, but we know when they will come back, they'll the guys that will add are guys that are going to bring a physicality to our team that will be needed. But we got a lot of skilled guys, a nucleus of skilled guys that don't play football, that have spent a lot of time in the last 7 weeks in the gym with us, as Mish has allowed us 3 hours a week with them. And so it's been a blessing for us to get in the gym and work with those guys. And so we bring a strong nucleus back of guys that just are hoopers, and then we'll be excited to add those football guys in December and late November, hopefully.
Coach, tell us about some of those guys, that nucleus that you've got coming back. Who are some of those guys, and some of them may be on the football team that are going to be asked to kind of step up and kind of continue what you started building on last year?
Yeah, absolutely. It all starts with a young man, Jacek Fredgel, who's kind of been our poster child for Aurora basketball, for the past 3 years, and just a tremendous young man, character-wise, off the court, on the court. Has done a lot for us. Scored his 1,000th point about midway through the season last year, and we'll continue to add to that. We're coming up on 500 rebounds, and for a 5'10" dude, it's pretty remarkable what he does on the glass. But great motor, great leader. Going to be a senior this year, and like I said, it kind of starts with him. We got Sage Welch, another senior who started for us last year, comes back, and he's grown a little bit. He's played a lot of off-season basketball, which has helped him in his development. And we're excited about what he's going to bring to the team as a leader and as a basketball player that will be expected to contribute probably in a bigger role this year. Trandon Darnell, 3-year starter. He's a junior this year, but has started since his freshman year, and we're excited about just what he brings. He's just he probably understands what we want to do offensively and defensively better than anybody in our program right now, and just a great asset to our team when we when we feel like we've laid the foundation of expectations offensively and defensively, and what we're trying to create on offense and what we are trying to allow or influence on defense. He's got a strong grasp for that, and so excited about what Trandon can do for us. Cameron Savage, football player, and just a guy that's just kind of our enforcer, I guess. Plays physical and kind of an undersized post player, but does a lot for us that maybe goes unnoticed. But he started for us last year too, and we'll add him once football season's over. Two sophomores played a lot of varsity action last year: Kelton Brown and Hayes Hoffman. Both those two juniors will probably step up and have larger roles even this year. Will compete for a starting spot and play a ton. And both of them, I think, are capable of kind of having breakout seasons for them. Just guys that have bought in and have spent a lot of time in the gym since our last game last year. I feel like I'm missing Dante Floyd, another football player, 6'4" athlete that just is exciting where his development has come from. Just probably our most improved player since his freshman year. And again, another guy poised for maybe a breakout season this year. 6'4" athletic, can play above the rim. Has done a tremendous job. Just developing as a person and as a basketball player this past season, especially. And then Cohen Abramovitz, he's a sophomore, play a little bit for us as a freshman, just a gym rat who just an unselfish player, just kind of a pass first point guard, but with the ability to score as well, and excited what his future holds too.
Coach, as you look at, the Big 8 conference, of course, you've got them divided up in the East and the West. A lot of success a year ago in that conference, on the boys' side and on the girls' side to an extent as well. But you had East Newton, who had a tremendous season a year ago. Nevada had a tremendous season. Kind of handicapped, although both of those are obviously in the West, kind of handicapped that conference from your standpoint. I know Rogersville also a team that had some tremendous success.
Yeah, the Big 8 is, I've spent a lot of time in the Ozark Conference and my time in Lebanon, and everybody I think probably would agree that the Ozark Conference, COC, are some powerful conferences that produce great teams in the postseason every year. And the Big 8 is I think overlooked a lot of times. Man, I wasn't, myself included, I overlooked it until I was a part of it. And man, some incredible coaching, some incredible teams that have some strong tradition, that are good every year or never bad every year. And and especially on the East side, that East side is loaded every year, and this year will be no different, with Catholic and Marshville probably taking big steps forward, and other teams being just as good as they've always been. So yeah, tough conference. But as a young coach, I remember I always wanted to coach against the best coaches and coach against the best players, and the Big 8 definitely provides that.
Coach, as you look at your schedule this year, any changes over the past couple of seasons? Have you added a tournament or an opponent maybe outside of the area? What does your schedule look like in comparison to what it's been the last couple of years?
Yeah, a little bit. We've had some teams drop us over the past couple of years, which is always kind of an indicator that you're doing things right. I think when you're not good, everybody wants to play. When you're continuing to improve, you have teams that are like, we're going to go a different direction this year. And so, but we were able to find some opponents, and we picked up Carl Junction. We're going to play them this year, and a couple other teams that I can't seem to remember right now. But our schedule is going to be a good schedule for us, and just like probably everybody else says, our conference is so loaded. We're going to get challenged every night in the conference schedule. So, we're going to play Camdenton, big school at the lake, and a school, the Osage. We'll travel there. There'll be a couple long trips for us, but those are some teams we've added, and excited about the challenges that they'll provide.
Outstanding. And as you look, and obviously districts won't come out until that week before the season starts. Any anticipation there, or you've got a good feel maybe on where you'll be?
Yeah, I just I don't know. I kind of assume maybe it'll be very similar to last year. Enrollment wise, we'll definitely still be in this class 4 like we have been, and so I don't know. I assume it'll be kind of the same, and if it is, man, I'm excited about that. I think that district will be wide open, and it'll be a lot of teams that'll feel like they have a great chance of winning a district. So it'll be exciting if it stays the same.
You bet. Coach Thornhill, I just want to thank you for being generous with your time today on high school game day as part of the basketball previews for Aurora Hound Dogs, and we look forward to catching up with you throughout the season.
Absolutely, Guy. Appreciate it, man.
You bet. You're listening to the Missouri Sports Network here at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage.